everyone, and welcome to It's a Legit Metaphysical World, because yes, it is. Tonight, we are doing the live card reading. So we have two volunteers tonight, and we have a fabulous card reader coming on board in just a few minutes to join us. But before, so my producer buddy doesn't lose it, I have an announcement to make. So coming up on the Legit Paranormal Family tomorrow night at 8:05 is Legit Paranormal News. Thursday night at 8:05 is Legit Paranormal Clips. On Friday, we have a show called Bigfoot Zone, and that one is at 9:05 p.m. And of course, on Sunday, we have my fabulous producer, Buddy Thayer, on the Legit Paranormal. And I hope if you are interested in any of our shows, please go to legitpodcast.com. That's where all our shows are. So tonight, we are being joined by the fabulous Diane Lupo. She was on my show a little while ago, and there she is again. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening. You can't get rid of me, huh?
I can't. I am so excited to have you back on. Our other show was very well received. People watched it and loved it. So tonight we're doing
awesome.
A little different. So everyone knows, well, not everyone, a lot of people haven't been to a card reading. So the idea of doing this show, Diane, is to kind of show people what a card reading is about. How it's not really scary, how it can be very positive, how you won't tell them like they're going to die tomorrow, things like that, because people have actually said that to me, like what happens if something really bad, they're going to tell me something bad. So this is hopefully to people can understand a little bit more what a card reading is all about. So what do you do, Diane, to prepare for doing a reading? What kind of process do you go through before you get to this point?
It's a wretched process. No, actually, any divination tools. So cards, are just one way to. I use tarot cards. This is my favorite deck. This is a 78 angel card tarot deck. But sometimes I use regular playing cards that are just, depends on my mood. I have fairy cards, which are fun, especially if someone's asking about love or babies. I love this deck. I have a plethora of decks, but these are my favorites. And I have the tarot, but I reserve the tarot or tarot. Either way is appropriate to pronounce it. I use that for very close friends or for myself because it is a little harsh. And I agree, sometimes it can be a little scary, especially if you don't know the reader or you haven't heard about them if you go in cold. I've been in situations myself where it's been a little unsettling, to get certain messages or news or if they don't prepare you. So what I do is I pray a lot, and I'm a Reiki practitioner. So my day always includes self-Reiki and connecting to my spirits, my guides. And it doesn't matter. You don't need to be anti-religious or religious or of a certain religion. I have students who are atheists. I have students who are devout Catholics. If you approach the cards with the intention of giving messages of love, hope, and healing, the messages will always be of that. Yes. If your intention is something else, well, then, be prepared. But my messages, I pray for guidance. I always pray that somebody shows up to give me guidance. And sometimes I beg for it. I really, really need help today. So, if I'm just not 100%, I'd rather not do readings, but sometimes I'm scheduled and that's the way it is. So I call in extra help and, they always show up. They just show up.
So is it your spirit guides that show up? Is it angels? Is it divine? Is it a little bit of everybody?
It's a little bit of everything. I never get, I used to be very specific and only call in certain people, but then I realized that other beings or entities or energies, wisdom keepers show up because I'll hear different voices or I'll have a different attitude. Sometimes, I have a punky grandmother kind of shows up. So I don't even know who she is, but she swears a lot.
I'm sure she's not related to me. She may be.
But
Just
it's
have fun
fun.
here, Diane.
It's fun though. It's fun for me, and I hope it's fun for the clients. But it keeps it light too. It keeps it
Exactly.
light.
Exactly. So how about if we bring in our first volunteer for a reading?
Okay.
So, buddy, if you could bring in, and there she is. And this is Beth.
Hi,
Hi.
Beth.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Have you had a reading before? That is something I always ask.
I have. I've had a few.
Okay, and I always say that these, a reading, a card reading, or if you use, some people use pendulums, some people use runes, but you don't even need, anything really. They're tools of the trade. And as long as we both have the best intention for whatever information you need right now to move forward in your life or to overcome any obstacles, that's what I always pray for. So this is for entertainment purposes only, right?
Yes.
So that's what I was trying to get to.
Diane, if you could show us the cards as you do the reading, so our audience can also see the cards, okay?
When I usually do readings, and I only do one kind of reading lately. I do an hour, or give or take, depending how many questions my clients have. So this will be a little quicker version, but I'm going to cut the cards once you tell me to stop shuffling. Oh, I love jumpers.
Me too.
I love jumpers. So just tell me, Beth, when I should stop.
Stop.
Okay. It's like you've been examining your life, not just regular old New Year's goals, but you've been examining your life, wanting to get everything in order. Like the chaos has got to end for you. You want things simplified and a little bit more structured this year. You want to get it together this year. This is going to be a good year for you. So I just felt that. And yeah, so the very first card is release. And that's exactly the energy I felt from the cards as I was reading for you. It's time for you to let go of the people and the situations and the things that no longer serve your purpose. You're on a mission, young lady. You have decided no more of the old way, and you're moving into a new direction. And there is not a better time than this year, because this year is a 7. 2023 adds up to a 7. And this is a year of change and spiritual transformation and connecting to who you really are. No more hiding. You also have decided you're not going to hide who you are. You want to claim who you are. So you're going to let go of the people and the situations who no longer serve you and claim your place in the world, whatever that may be. And the energy around you is very, very positive for you to move forward. Now, I know the last year there was a lot of turbulence. You thought you were moving ahead, and then you took a few steps back. Then you went again, and then you took a few steps back. But this year will be a little different. You're going to keep moving forward. Now, this third card is interesting. This is the page with all the beautiful blue butterflies fluttering around him. You've been receiving a lot of messages yourself. You're very intuitive yourself, and you've been getting feelings and having vivid dreams. So the guidance here is for you to pay attention and trust the messages you've been getting. Now, that being said, because you've decided to move forward and you're claiming you're going to get control of your career path and your personal path, it's about bringing the two together and balancing them. Know that you will be getting information that will help you do that. And you will not only be getting information to help you do that, you'll also be getting the tools of the trade that you need to do it. So whether you're learning something new or being with people who are a little bit more experienced to give you that, you will. But it's all about, as I said when I first felt your cards, structure, organization, really getting your act together. And you're not going to sit on the sidelines anymore. You're taking charge of the situation. If it's a new job that's come up, if it's already come up, then you're in more of a leadership position. If it hasn't appeared yet, it's about to, because this is all in your first row, okay, the first and only row. Now, like the old patterns, when they come back, every time something new is coming for you, you tend to either step aside or hold back a little bit. And that's the old limiting beliefs, the old fears, the old worries, thinking about, do I know enough? Am I good enough? Will I make enough money? All those fears are unnecessary, Beth. They're just they just give your mind something to do. So the more you can work on letting go when those limiting beliefs pop up, replace them with a very positive mantra. So when you hear in your head those words from the past, or maybe that teacher who said, oh, you'll never amount to anything, or you can't do that, or this job is too difficult for you, let it go and replace it with, I'm so happy and grateful. All positive things are coming to me now. Whatever you can, come up with a positive mantra to replace these negative beliefs. Now I have to ask, do you have a cat?
I have 2.
You have 2 cats, because your cats, they try to pull you out when you get a little down, you're so hard on yourself, Beth. You have to be nicer to yourself. You beat yourself up sometimes, and for no good reason, because you're amazing. You're a wonderful person. You help a lot of people, and all of that good you've done is going to come back to you. But know that your cats are so in tune to you, and they try to pull you out of those moods. So when they act up, especially one of them is a real spit and vinegar, right?
It really is.
Yeah. Pay attention and play with her more, because her distraction is pulling you into more positive energy. And that's what you need to do. You need to pull yourself away from the negative, those old, I call them drum rolls. They go on in your head. Get rid of those, replace them with positive mantras, or put on some good music and dance, or just get on the floor and play with that one cat. The other cat's more just adore me, kind of just.
She very much is.
Just adore me, but that one cat is a
she
wild
keeps trying
cat.
to make an appearance,
and very, very psychic too. So when that cat is, following things around the room or going from room to room, you have good spirit around you. So ask them for help, whoever you are. Make sure you're for my highest and best, first of all, and then ask them some questions so that you can get some answers yourself, because your intuition is expanding, especially as you get more organized and you create more space in your space. You're going to see you will begin to open up, lose the clutter, the friends, the family, or any negative Nells in your life. It's time to clear them out a little bit. You don't have to totally get rid of them, especially family. You can't do anything about that, but lessen the time you spend around negative people and negative energy, because it just pulls you down and it takes you too long to get back. Now, with that being said, it is time for you to focus on your career. They're saying you've done a lot of good work on yourself. You have, and again, release the people who no longer serve you. That's come up twice. So sometimes when you're an empath, which I feel you are, you're intuitive, you tend to attract people who try to pull that from you. Narcissists, negative people, they love when they see a bright light, and you walk away drained. So you're going to work on your boundaries, creating more boundaries. When do you answer the phone? How often? How much time are you spending on social media? With whom are you spending that time? And who are you letting into your head? Nobody deserves to rent any space in your head but you, and the big, the big energies. So be very particular about that. And as you release those who are negative or in your way or have held you back in the past, release them with love and light, because being upset about it or dwelling on it is not going to do you any good. Just let it go with love and light and keep moving forward. And and this validates that how you get stuck. Sometimes you get stuck focusing on what went wrong, instead of saying, oh, that didn't work out. Let me turn around and see if there's another way I can handle this. Okay, so they're guiding you. They're telling you you're meant to have abundance and prosperity and a lot of good things coming into your life. You just have to notice them. The best way to do that is by expressing gratitude. Dale asked me how I prepare, and I left out the 3 best, the phrases that I start every entrance into this energy with, and it's thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to do this as my work. So figure out what you're grateful for, pay homage to it, focus on it, dwell on it, give it accolades, and then fight like heck to keep what you have built so far. Okay. This is a 9, and I love 9s because that shows me that you're just about to accomplish what you're setting out to do. This is also a warrior woman. So find your inner warrior. Get into, Dale can help you with this with the Reiki session, your solar plexus, your center, your tandem, right? And really ask the angels for guidance, for help, for signs, and for clearance to go forward with what your dreams and hopes and desires are. Now, you might be saying, well, I'm getting a reading. What are my hopes and dreams and desires? You really have wanted peace, and you've wanted recognition. You've wanted to be validated for who you are, that you are a nice person. You are a light, and you are a force to be reckoned with as well. You have incredible energy. So moving forward, whether it's in your workplace or you're out with the girls one night, you shine. And sometimes that intimidates other people. And always own your light. Always own your light. Never apologize for it, and never try to cover it up, because it's a beautiful, beautiful light. That light is what's going to lead you. This is a new beginning to a new aspect of your career, and it's all about communication, and it's about you stepping into who you really are and using that communication skill to help others. Now, what specific questions do you have?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You just kind of hit the nail on the head with that whole intimidating kind of thing.
Okay, that's good.
Kind of left a little there. I can't say how many times I've been told you're really intimidating, but then I found out you were really nice. So I'm a little speechless. I don't know. Now,
Well,
I don't think I necessarily have next steps in my career, because I feel like I'm pretty content with it.
well, maybe there's something. I feel there's something more, and it could be something that is added on. And here's the 9, the 1, and the 2. Okay, and the let go again. But this is this came up again, right off the bat. And when I see repeating cards, then I know they're really trying to drive a message home to you. Maybe you haven't been using all of your talents, and maybe it's time for you to step into them. So
Okay.
you may love your job, and you may keep your job, and that's going well. But there's also more to come. You're doing more. You're juggling something. So that tells me that there might be something else opening up for you. It could be a part-time, just a hobby. It could be something that you use your intuitive gifts for. I don't know if you've gotten into that area, or if you've gotten into Reiki or anything like that, but you would be a great candidate for any of those healing modalities, because I could feel it from you. I can feel that you have that ability. And any obstacles that you've overcome, you will be a great asset to those around you, because your ability to communicate what you've been through and how you've overcome those obstacles is going to help heal other people. So we're not always called to do things that bring us money and a good benefit package. Sometimes we're called to do things that are just to help our fellow man. And I really am feeling, I don't know if you've heard it yet, but I think that's part of your clearing out process for this year. You're ready to expand, and you're ready to grow. So good luck.
I can agree with that.
Good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Beth. Good luck to you. Let us know when you're
very much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us, Beth.
Thanks, Dale.
Well, you are just like a little fireball, my friend. My gosh. You started reading her before you even like looked at the cards. Like
Well,
you automatically just started talking.
I have to pay homage to my teacher, Mr. Roland Comtois, who way back in the day, my uncle gave me cards when I was 13. He gave me a big, beautiful deck of tarot cards, which I think one of my first boyfriends stole to give to his new girlfriend.
Well, that's bad juju.
I didn't think the card reading was in my cards. And it wasn't until much later in life that, I was doing it again. I was intrigued by it, but not for other people. And one day in my kitchen, Roland threw down a pile of pencils and he said, "Read this." So the cards are a lot kinder and nicer to read. They give you clues and insight. But before I do look at the cards, I do get bursts of messages. Sometimes with some people, they're so open, and that means a lot too. If you go to a reading and you sit there like this, and you're putting all these blocks up, which I myself have done with some readers, because I just once I got in, I said, no, I don't want them in my head. So, but when you go in like this, it's going to make the reading kind of difficult or flat. Where if you create trust, you have a nice bond with the person, or at least a little modicum of trust. There has to be that in order for both of you to open up. And some people are so open that you don't even need the cards. Like Beth is very intuitive. She had a lot of, I could have done a big long reading with her.
We could, the next one, we can go a little bit longer.
Okay.
If you feel more, because we have plenty of time. It's only 8:28. Like we have plenty of time. If you go a little bit longer with the next one. But what I got off of it, Diane, was how confident you were in what you were telling her. Like there was no, like I've had plenty of readings, I'm sure you have over my lifetime. And sometimes it's almost like a question they're giving you. Well, I think it might be this. You were just like, no, blah, like this is what it is. You were just so confident.
Well, I trust. I moved to Tennessee and bought a house that I never saw.
This is true. This is true.
When I tell you that I trust my guides, I have reached that point in my life. Well, I'm old enough, right? So it took me a lot of years to get here because I've always questioned everything. And what I question is not the cards, and I don't question the messages. I always question why I'm here with the cards in front of the person I'm in front of. I always question that. And I always ask with humility that they help me, they guide me, they give me the information that person needs to move forward. It's for their highest and best. That's, and then I feel that once I'm locked into that, I don't question it. And I have to say, I'm sure things haven't always all panned out, but more than not, I have to say the information that is given is pretty good. It's pretty reliable, and it's at least a good foundation for somebody to work from. I don't come in, sometimes I get mediums, I get messages from loved ones, and sometimes they're very strong and the entire reading is more mediumship than card reading. Sometimes I get dates and numbers. Lately it's been numbers they've been giving me, and I've been giving people homework to look up the repetitive patterns. Since January 1st it's been that way. So I think this is a year about numerology, and they want people to pay attention to the numbers. See, the universe is always talking to us, always. Yes. And there's no separation. We put the separation up with our time and with our physical and with our ego. So if we eliminate that, right, then we just trust that the energy is here. I trust in my little space that my people are here and they're not going to steer me wrong, or nothing bad is going to come in. I have no concern about that. I don't put protective shields up. I just I fill the room with so much light that nothing would dare come to.
You wouldn't dare mess with Diane Lupo.
That's me. I'll get the Italian angel mafia after you.
That is a little Italian stuff. Yeah. Okay. Are we ready for the next one?
I think we are.
All right.
I'm going to get a little water.
Cheryl.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Are you outside?
I am not outside. It's freezing.
Diane, this is Cheryl. And Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Cheryl.
Hi, Diane.
I don't know. Did you hear any of the explanation I gave Beth?
I did. I heard all of it.
Okay, so I'm going to just shuffle the cards a little bit for myself first till I feel settled with them for you, and then I will shuffle them for you, and you will tell me when to stop. This reading, this is different than what I do, so it's I'm getting the message in 20 minutes, or I'll give you as much information, and then at the end, if you have any questions, we can ask. I know Beth has about 10 questions right now. She's like, I should have asked her this, I should have asked her that. I know she does, but okay.
Well, we can bring her back on at a later date if we want.
Okay, Cheryl, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. You got a lot on your plate, Cheryl. Oh. You know you're not alone, right?
I know.
You're not alone. You're surrounded by a lot of love. And you are going to get through this year beautifully. Now, with Beth, I pulled one card at a time. With you, I'm pulling a whole row here because I have to see the full picture. I felt a big heaviness in my heart when I held the cards for you. Have you had a loss recently?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was feeling then. So, when I said you are not alone, it's because your loved ones are surrounding you right now. Because if I could feel that, I can't imagine what you're feeling. And sometimes I just want you to get quiet, take a nice deep breath in, and just be with them, because they are surrounding you. They are holding you together. They are helping you move forward. Now, there's a beautiful relationship here too. And this is a relationship that it's not a common kind of a relationship. And the fact that it's two people who love each other unconditionally. So there's been a love in your life. If you're not in a relationship now, you will soon be. If you've been in a relationship and things have been a little turbulent, it's getting better. Okay, it's getting better. It's calming down. It's moving forward. There's been more imbalance. I think last year, I think everybody felt like they were on a teeter-totter, right? Like it was good, it was bad. It was good, it was bad. We didn't know what was coming next. That was the energy. But moving through this year, and I feel by when the flowers come up, so what is that, April, May, you're really going to see that your life is taking on a new kind of rhythm, okay? A new rhythm. And some of the grief that you're feeling now, that I felt it as soon as I grabbed your cards, you're going to have relief. And because you're going to be spending that time with these loved ones. And I feel it's more than one. You have a plethora of angels around you and loved ones, ancestors, women, lines of women, the grandmothers, the great grandmothers, the lineage, who are very, very proud of you. I don't know what you do, but I feel that what you do is important in life. Even if it's just being a mom, you are an incredible mom. Again, I feel this heaviness here with you and this healing that I have to, put you on my Reiki healing list, and I am going to be praying for you, and my team will be praying for you. This is a beautiful card. This is one of the most beautiful cards in the 78 cards, and it's about the wonderful job that you've done in your life, not just with your immediate family, but with your extended family. And they're promising you that your relationship will be a happily ever after. It will come to a place, whatever you see, envision as your dream relationship, it's in your cards, it's in your vortex of receiving. And the relationship with children, do you have more than 2 children, or why do I see a lot of children around you?
I only have one biological child.
Okay, you have an adopted child, or?
I don't. I do a lot of professional work with children.
Oh, okay, because I saw a lot of children around. So believe it or not, you're a mom to a lot of those kids. You give there's a beautiful sacred maternal energy around you. I relate it to Mother Mary. Okay, it's her energy. Your hands, I saw you holding lots of children, so I didn't know if you were a teacher or what, but there was a great love between you and your children, and in many instances you fill a void for those kids that if they didn't have it, they'd have emptier lives because of it. Now, is the one child you have, is that a son?
It is.
Okay, he's a hot ticket, your son.
He definitely is.
He could do stand-up if he wanted to, but he's too good looking for stand-up comedy. He's a good looking kid, and he's got some obstacles ahead of him, but he's going to overcome his obstacles. Okay, and he has these obstacles are all about him moving forward in his life. It's whatever he needs to adjust. I don't want to go into whatever he needs to adjust in his life will come to pass, and he will meet the requirements of what he needs to move forward, and what the opportunity is that is coming for him. He has big dreams, this boy. He has big dreams, but he also has a big talent. He has a charisma that you can't learn in college, you can't learn at any school, and that's going to help him with whatever it is he does as a career. I see him using his brain more than his brawn, but I also feel that he has some physical attributes or talents or athletic abilities that he can also utilize to also help others. And it's interesting. For you, the balance of what you do, what you bring home with you, the emotional stuff that you bring home with you is important to clear, okay? It's important for you to find a way to leave behind those feelings and emotions at work, because sometimes they're brought home with you and it's hard for you to kind of get out from under the covers, okay? So that clarity needs to come from somewhere. So find something that works for you. Maybe before you go home, go to a yoga class or stop by the water and just look at the water for 5 or 10 minutes. Just breathe. There's so many little techniques, meditation that you can do, but going from what you do, which I felt my whole heart center open up like this big. I wanted to cry when I first, and that's why I knew that they had been a loss, but I also felt I could feel the compassion of your work that you encompass, and it's big, and you need time to transition before you go home to your chores, your duties, your role as a mom, a role as a wife, a role as a friend, a role as a daughter. So that is something that maybe you can work on, finding something just for you to decompress and to let go of those emotions, because they're big. And some of the kids that you work with, man, we should all be sending love and light to those kids. So you do work hard, and your hard work is paying off to a degree, but it's going to get better. So if the paycheck isn't balancing what the hours spent, when you get home, if you're feeling like, well, it would be good if it was a little bit more. I see a little bit more coming this year. So there's a little bit more in the budget I feel it's like towards the end of the year. So maybe as we go into fall, there'll be a good opportunity for you to move forward. Now that's validated by this card. Brilliant opportunity. Again, it's a child. There's flowers. It's the time to do what you're passionate about. You're really good at what you do. And I don't know if anyone's told you that, Cheryl, but you are really good at what you do. You're a gem. You're one of those rare finds. So this opportunity is going to give you a strong leadership position, and the money comes too. So that will be good for you. So step into it fully empowered, but have in place those little tricks that you need for your own self-care so you don't burn out too soon, because what you do is tough. Okay. And I feel like you've been doing it for a while now, huh? Yeah. So it's
Yes.
what you love. It's what you love, but I want more self-care there. Now, what questions do you have?
I don't know. I want to know something that I don't know if you have the answer to, but I want to know that if one of my angels will be okay if I am okay with someone they really love finding another love.
Well, it was funny that the very first card was the partnership, and I didn't want to go there. I didn't know. I felt like it was rather new, this passing, so I wasn't sure if we could go here in that. So if you remember, the first card was the partnership. That was the love of a lifetime, wasn't it? That was a real amazing love. But then you got the happily ever after card, and it was the number 1, which says new beginning, and it had the rainbow, and it said the happily ever after. So I am going to pull more cards, but I can give you the answer already. Absolutely. I wouldn't even be surprised if they sent this person to you or handpicked them, because it's a rainbow. It was joyful, and all the cups were filled. So now I'm going to ask, will Cheryl's angel be okay with the, this is difficult because when I feel, so this is an aspect of the reading. I'm going to give you a little bit of what's going on my end. When you feel certain things, especially if you don't know the client or the person, you have to kind of weigh what information comes forth, because I don't know how fresh or raw the situation is, and I don't know exactly what you can handle. So I tread lightly to get a feel and an overall encompassing the situation and answers that can guide you. And then now by your question, we can go forward. So yeah, transformation. This is your year for big change. This is your year to move forward, Cheryl. I have to say that again to you because you're not hearing it. This is your year to move forward. Break free of the old beliefs, this card says. So, is it too soon? Is it, the right one? What if I make a mistake? Like all those little negative things that play in your head, let them go, because all that matters is how you feel. How are you feeling with this person? What benefits are there to yourself? Like, do you feel better when you talk with them? Are you feeling better when you're with them? Are they helping you move forward? Right? Those are the things that you look for. Don't worry about timelines, because when people go to the other side, all they want is the best for us. They want us to be happy. They want us to be joyful. And look at your next card. So this is, I say, the best card out of 78 cards. It's the Magician. And when the Magician shows up, I know that it's all about, what do you want? What makes you happy? How do you feel when you're with this person? What is it? How is it you see your life moving forward? If you believe it, you can achieve it. This is the Magician. Who do you need to help you get through this? What do you need to help you get through it? Ask your angel, your special angel, for the signs, ask for the messages, and you will receive them, because the Magician is here to tell you they want you to have everything. They want you to move forward with your life the way you want to see it evolve, and they're ready to give you anything, anybody, anytime that you need to move forward. And move forward you will. So there's a lot of changes coming for you this year. It's all about changes. So change in your career, there's even a change in your personal appearance. I don't know if you've talked to your hairdresser, and now I'm giving you hair advice, but it's like you're changing your look. I see you different. It's cut different. The color's different. So you're changing things up a little, and you're moving forward. It's like the old was beautiful. It served its purpose, but now it's time for Cheryl to step forward and for Cheryl to claim her life. Everything that you set out to do, you accomplish, because your intention is of the highest and best. So the Justice card will really give balance, and it's following an 8. So I know that your life is going to really become full again. Right? You feel like somebody poked a bunch of holes in your life. They were filled with grief. They were filled with sadness. They were filled with time warps where some days you didn't even remember going to work and coming home, or when did you eat last. There were like these holes poked in your life. All of a sudden, everything's going to start to fill in, and the Magician's telling me, and it's going to fill in beautifully. Oh God, I'll say, here's the second best card in the deck. So I'm not worried. I was very concerned about you in the beginning, Cheryl, but now I'm like, when are you inviting us to the party? Okay, so balance, flow, money, time, and energy will be plentiful for you. And the biggest thing, joy. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, this is peace. This is, I can dream a big dream, and it can come true. It can come true. It is coming true. The Magician's going to make sure that it has. Your past karma is going to make sure that it has. The transformation card is going to make sure that it has. So all those little holes that, got poked in your life are getting filled up with beautiful, beautiful things. Now, you stay up a lot worrying about this, that, and the other thing. Sleep is something that is a struggle for you. So when that happens, what I have to tell you now is, just like I needed you to get a different routine going from work to home, now I want you to get a different bedtime ritual, because what you're doing isn't working, and the crying and the reminiscing back and looking at all the things you're missing. Now I want you to count your bedtime as your blessing time. That's when you're going to count all your blessings, write your gratitude list, look at all the positive things that are going right in your life, and then go to sleep. Okay? Go to sleep with a full heart, a full head. Oh, jeez. All right. Gee, Dale, we should get these cards. Or better yet, Cheryl, get off of this podcast and go to the casino. Because now you pull the magic genie, and when this 9 comes up, all your dreams coming true. All your dreams coming true. Believe it or not, better than you're dreaming, better than you expect is coming this year. Better. So however you're thinking, and you tend to put limits and boundaries and constraints and conditions. You're big on putting conditions on things. No more. Unconditional. This is big. This is a big year. Talk about luck. What's the Powerball up to? Because I want her to buy me a ticket.
It's about 500 million.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'd go play it, Cheryl, if I were you. Getting these 3 cards, this is good. So to answer your question, yes, go for it. It's time. You deserve it. More than anybody, you deserve it. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
I don't have any.
That's amazing. Well, good for you. Those were, I should pull some cards for you, Dale. Maybe they.
Yeah, really. Let's see if we're on a roll here. Cheryl, thank you so much. Do you feel like this was like a really good reading? It was very helpful for you?
It was very helpful and very good, for sure.
Good.
Well, it was a
And
pleasure.
I will be playing Powerball tomorrow, just because.
I would. I don't usually, recommend those things, but pulling those 3 cards out in a short read like this, I would definitely say luck is on your side. And being a 7-year, wow. God bless.
Thank you.
Very nice meeting
Thank you so much, Cheryl, for doing
Thank
this.
you.
Appreciate it. Take care, hon. Wow. Whew. You changed over that reading, my friend.
Well, it was hard because I felt her grief right off the bat.
You did.
And I didn't, because we're here, we're live, your audience, and I have somebody I don't know. I don't know what her, where her emotional vulnerabilities are. So,
right. Or what her tolerance level is, or any of
yeah.
that.
So, keeping in my integrity, I have to hold back a little. I felt it of depth right off the bat. I just wanted to cry in the beginning, so
I know.
we feel things, Dale, you do the same thing. Yep. And when it's like when you get that rush of energy, like you got hit with a boulder. But then I could feel the expansiveness of her heart and what she does. She's a beautiful teacher, and those who have her as a whether they're clients of hers or whatever she's
a beautiful soul. She really is. She's a beautiful soul.
She's the people are blessed to come in her path. So hopefully.
Could I ask you a favor? We have about 10 minutes left.
Okay.
There's a friend of mine that's really struggling. Could you do a quick reading just to see what the next couple of weeks is going to be for this person?
Sure thing.
Do you want a first name?
Will I be meeting her or no?
No, she couldn't make it on the podcast tonight.
A first name or birth date or just something for me to connect with her, guys.
Okay, her first name is Kay.
Oh. Her life was turned upside down.
Yes.
She's not here. Can I ask a question? Is Kay married?
No.
Okay. So she has a very strong spirit around her. I don't know if her mom is passed. If it's not her mom, it's her grandmom, but it's maternal, and she's very strong around Kay, and she's helping her, guiding her. She talks a lot to her, and she sends her nature signs like, I don't know, butterflies, those kinds of things. And they don't have to be, when people say, well, I send butterflies or I get butterflies, they don't have to be flying in the air. They could be on a dish. Like, Roland had that experience. There was a blue butterfly on the dish, or on a dragonfly. Somebody told me my mother talked to me in dragonflies. And I said, well, I never see any dragonflies. And then it was like the next week, there were 3 women, and one had dragonfly earrings. One had dragonfly on her shirt, and one had a dragonfly on her handbag. And I said, oh, I get it now.
Right.
It was Kay, right? So Kay is going through big changes too. So this is a time for her to really claim her space, set some boundaries, get some courage up to really speak up and learn to say the word no. She allows too much fluctuation in her life as far as people coming and going and using up her time and her energy. Now, with that being said, there's a promise of two great aspects in her life, a beautiful new relationship and a new opportunity in work. So she has transformation, but she really has to pull herself up by the bootstraps, so to speak, and claim her space, put up some boundaries. And I don't like to tell people to do that, but she's got some people that are around her that aren't necessarily helping her. They mean well, but they're just not helping her. It's more of a drain of her energy, if anything. And then she's got this beautiful new opportunity, which is a new beginning. So a new job, a new path. That's going to be, this is something that will be a little lucrative. So there's a little extra money coming in because of this. And then there's this new emotional experience. Now, this could be a friend or it could be a love interest. I'm not clear on which one it is. I feel that it's very, it's like kindred spirits. So that's what's throwing me off a little. So if it is a love interest, it's like she met her twin flame, like they completing each other's sentences type of thing. Two peas in a pod. And she's having a lot of fun with this one. I also look at this. She's got 711 here. 7 being a spiritual number, getting on your divine path, moving forward with the light. And then 2 ones, which are both very positive ones. The one of fire, which is energy, force, strength, opportunity, and then communication. So this is where the emotions come into play. So the relationship and our deep friendship. This could also mean water is movement. So there could be more, there could be a move in her future. I don't think it's too far off, and I think it's to more pleasant surroundings. Or it's something where there's more fun to be had. So whether there are other people that she's living with, or this one person who really they're on the same wavelength. I almost want to say it's like they've been through many lifetimes together. That's how it feels. Because as soon as they meet, they connect, and she's gets stronger because of it. So she's got to stand up to fight to be seen right now, and to fight to be heard, because she gets lost in the shuffle a lot. But this change that's coming for her will be good for her, and she's going to start to claim her own energy. Her maternal lineage is surrounding her with love and light, and will give her the answers, the signs, the messages that she needs as she goes. She needs to ask for help and receive it. Look at the signs and take action on it. One last card. Yep. So she's going to be busy. Things are turning around for her, where her work will get busier. Her social life's getting busier. So the challenges that she's in right now, she doesn't have much more to go before things start to shift. And this transformation comes into play that will take her out of this little bit of a slump that she's in.
Okay.
Have her look up the number 711. Angel, just go online, look up angel number meaning 711.
711.
Because that's another message for her. Yep.
All right. I will tell her to look up that. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Dale.
So we have just about 5 minutes left. So could you share with us, what is it like for you now that you have done these readings? And like one of them, you could see the heaviness of Cheryl's reading at the beginning. You could feel her grief. What's it like for you personally now to like put all that aside and like go out and just be Diane for the rest of the night? Like,
yeah, well, it's funny because in the beginning that was my struggle, because I used to take everything on and I would be like, I'd be thinking about Cheryl and poor Beth and what's she going to do, you know. So not poor Beth, because both of those ladies have some great stuff ahead for them, but I would carry it and wear it, and it sometimes it would stay with me for days. And there were a couple of instances where, you know, you see things like a suicide, or you see things like a murder, and those things don't leave, they linger. So I had to learn to ask that as it was given, it is taken. Okay, when I am done, I pray. I surround it with everyone with love and light. I have, you know, Beth is on my healing list now. Cheryl will be on my healing list. Your friend was Kay, right?
Kay, yes.
Kay. I have to put Kay on the healing list. And I have a little list always on my desk. It's grown now. It's like 4 pages long. Some of it's on index cards. Sometimes when I'm out, things are happening, and I write names down. And what I do is I don't every single day come and give my list Reiki, but I do use Reiki crystal grids and Reiki crystals, and those are constantly, you know, sending me energy. About once a day, I go to my list, I look over my list. Sometimes a name will pop out, and then I know I have to give that name special attention, and I will for a few moments. And usually it's my way to prepare for my readings, or if I'm doing meditations, or Reiki, I do Reiki sessions, too long distance. So that helps me get into this state of, you know, humility, the humbleness to the energy.
Now, the messages you give, like I've given people messages. I mean, I'm not half the reader you are, but I have received messages during Reiki and things like that I have passed along. And I really remember them because they're not my messages. Once I give them and I say, you do what you want with them, I really remember what I tell people, you know, because it's not my message to hold on to.
Yeah, I love it when even like some of my good friends, like, don't you remember you told me that on a Thursday or blah, blah.
Yeah, right.
I said, really? I said that? Like, sometimes I'm like, really? Like that came out? Yeah, most of the time it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. And especially when it comes like in a situation like this, or sometimes I do the live reads. And what I did with those, when I go on Facebook and I do live reads, they're very fast.
Yeah, they are.
And I did that because in my readings, sometimes I was questioning the information, or questioning myself giving the message, or trying to negotiate what they meant. And when you said in the beginning, it sounded like I just was confident and I trusted it, because I finally let go of that. And how I did it was with those fast reads, because when you're going down a list of people and bing, bang, boom, and everyone wants a message, there is no time to think.
No,
it was just let it. What do you have? I'll be the conduit. Let's get the messages out.
Right.
And that really helped me train myself to stay out of it.
Yeah, right.
Just
do you actually hear like messages while you're doing card readings? You actually hear voices sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. And when I was a kid, I didn't know till I was in high school, and I was taking psychology, and my psychology, we had to write something, and I told him about how I hear whole conversations. Like I could put myself into another room and hear a conversation. So they call that, what do they call that now? I forgot the term.
Auditory hallucinations?
Well, it's clear audience. But when
you mean
remote viewing, it's remote viewing. So I would actually do remote viewing. You know, in my teens, it was strong, but I got freaked out by it, so I kind of shut it down. Yeah. So now again, I've allowed it to slowly come back, because I want to make sure that I don't want to deal with any creepy stuff.
Right.
I don't want to deal with creepy stuff. So because I'm afraid of the dark. I can't watch scary movies. That's me. So I only like the nice stuff. So that's what I want to let in. And it's not always nice. It's factual in whatever comes through. But I've heard like even foreign languages, which is funny when that happens, and Asian or a lot Portuguese. And then I've recently acquired a lot of clients from Cairo, Egypt, and Dubai. So I'm hearing these other languages from their ancestors. And this blows
Wow.
my mind. I don't know what the heck they're saying,
Right.
but the message comes out. So however you guys do that, I think it's phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. That's very cool.
No, and I don't know. I don't understand the mechanics of it. I don't question it. I don't question it. As long as they get the message that they need to hear, that's fine. But yeah, and sometimes it's just a picture. Sometimes I just get a picture, and sometimes I'll get like I can actually describe the person who's there with the other person, but most of the time it is clear audience where I just hear it and I say it. I try not to have any space between, and that's why sometimes it comes out very fast, almost abrupt.
Yep.
And sometimes especially when that other guide is around, it could be a little brutal sometimes. And sometimes they've picked on me. I had one lady insult my earrings. What do you have those cheap earrings on? And she was right. I had cheap earrings on. And another time somebody was telling me they didn't like my clothes. So, they didn't like the way I was dressed. So it is humbling.
It is humbling. Well, Diane, I have to say, we have to bring you back again because you are fabulous again, my friend. You really were. You were really good today. I mean, your talent is incredible. And thank you to everyone who has joined us. Go on Legit Podcast, share and like these videos so we can keep them going. And thank you for joining us and have a blessed week. And I will see you next week. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.